We read one day, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But if a man doesn't have a job or an income, he has neither life nor liberty and the possibility for the pursuit of happiness. He merely exists.
I saw millions of young people who were not starting families, let alone businesses, because they couldn't pay their bills. I saw millions of young people who were buried under a mountain of debt and trapped in their parents' basements. I saw record high levels of anxiety, stress, depression, mental illness, even suicides and drug overdoses, to the point that our country's life expectancy has declined for 3 years in a row. And 59% of our fellow Americans cannot pay an unexpected $500 bill. They are living paycheck to paycheck, week to week, and you know that is the reality for many of your friends and neighbors. And we can change that. We can give Americans a raise.
There's nothing new about poverty. What is new is that we now have the techniques and the resources to get rid of poverty. The real question is whether we have the will.
This is the greatest economic and technological transition in the history of mankind. Donald Trump is the manifestation of this transition, and our government has been decades behind in being honest about it and addressing it.
And the biggest winners in the 21st century economy are not actually sharing those winnings with the rest of us. We have confused economic value and human value, where if the market says you have no economic value, then you are valueless, and then we have to try and find some other way to plug you into the machine for you to have any value. And if your town has no value or your occupation has no value, then that's on you, because we live in a quote-unquote meritocracy, and it's up to you and your hard work and your character. And when you have something in your family that lets you know how ridiculous all of that is, and how we need to evolve in the way we think about why we're human, what this country should be all about, what we should be measuring in terms of our economic progress.
Things that matter to us, like childhood success rates, mental health and freedom from substance abuse, environmental quality, median income and wealth, proportion of elderly in quality care that can actually retire with dignity. These are the measurements that would actually tell us how we're doing. We have to accelerate our economy and society and rewrite the rules so that it works for your kids and grandkids.
Now, one of the answers, it seems to me, is a guaranteed annual income, a guaranteed minimum income for all people and for all families of our country.
Every American adult would receive $1,000 free and clear, no questions asked, every month.
If you put a mechanism in place where we get our fair share of every Amazon sale, every Google search, every Facebook ad, eventually every robot truck mile and AI work unit, it will generate hundreds of billions of dollars in revenue from day one.
Now think about what $1,000 a month would actually mean in your hands and the hands of your friends and neighbors. It would mean lower stress levels. It would mean fewer arguments with your spouse. It would mean being able to retire with dignity. It would mean not having to choose between car repairs and new clothes for your kids. It's not about the money, it is about what it means to us. We must fundamentally shift the way we perceive work and value in our society.
This is the trickle-up economy, from our people, families, and our communities up, because the money doesn't disappear, it circulates right through our main streets every single day.
We must also realize that the problems of racial injustice and economic injustice cannot be solved without a radical redistribution of political and economic power.
And I'm running for president because of a thought that the parents here in this room have had, but we have been afraid to express. And it is this: our kids are not all right. They are not all right because we have left them a future far darker than the lives that we have led. So that's why you have this feeling that it's getting worse for your kids and grandkids than you had it, because it is getting worse.
Constantly trying to make ends meet.
Anxious, you're stressed, you feel like you're in a race, you're not even sure what you're racing towards, but everyone seems to be running.
But together, if we work our hearts out, we can show our fellow Americans that we still live in a democracy, that people matter more than money, that our values are more powerful than any lobbyists, and that if we put everything we have into it, we can still build a country that we are proud of to leave for our children.
Believe in yourself and believe that you're somebody.
I know the power you have in your hands, even though you don't always feel it day to day, because you are fighting the fight.
Nobody else can do this for us.
You must be the wave that helps us rewrite the rules of the 21st century economy to work for us, to work for you, the people of this country.
Now we are dealing with issues that cannot be solved without the nation spending billions of dollars and undergoing a radical redistribution of economic power.
I am with you tonight because you must be that wave. I need your help to create this wave, to build an economy from the ground up that helps give the entire nation a new way forward and gives me and millions of parents around the country the ability to look our children in the eyes and say, with truth in our hearts, your country loves you, your country values you, and you are going to be all right.